Football's Britain's favourite game, watched by 30 million devoted fans every year.
Pulls it back and that's a brilliant goal.
I do enjoy a game day. I get excited as much as the fans sometimes.
But when passions run this high,
bullshit,
things can get out of control. So to keep everyone safe, all the professional clubs now work with a specialist football cop.
So the guys in the yellow and blue just do football. That is their full-time job.
Every club has got my equivalent. They've all got a dedicated football officer.
Across the leagues.
Fickle that, you loved me 2 minutes ago.
And for England games abroad.
I would just come away from here. Yeah.
The football cops are there to stop trouble before it starts.
Let's have him out, let's have him out.
Get back!
Turn around that way, turn around, keep walking.
Every Saturday up in our country, if there's no football policing, 100% it would be carnage.
Hey, Wizard, we're going to Wembley. You're not.
You can come and say hello to my camera, mate.
I heard you were struggling to St. Pete.
Is that right? Sent the big gun. How are you, mate? All right. What's happening?
I'm PC Stu Spencer, nickname of Cardio, affectionately known as, and I've been a dedicated football officer in the West Mids Force Football Unit for 9 years.
Can you take the boss from staffs? Is that OK? Just guide him in.
I'd had a heart attack on a foot chase after a guy who tried to rob the handbag of an elderly lady. It could have happened at any time, anywhere. It just happened to form at work whilst I was chasing after this lad.
Don't cause any trouble on my seg line, you. I know where you live.
So, police humour as it is, said, right, nicknames now, Cardio. Some people don't know my first name. Some people don't know that my name's Stu. It's just Cardio.
Today, Sunderland come to play Coventry. It's a grudge match with a rivalry going back 50 years, so trouble is expected.
You'll have Bobby Stewart. Should be all the way up to the railing. And it's a judgment call, isn't it?
But Cardio's looking forward to the game.
Football's been a massive part of my life, really. I think I first kicked a ball when I could walk. And then to be able to work in football now within the police and merge the two together, people look at me with envy and say, you've got the best job, you've got the best job. But it's only the best job if you're interested in policing and football, I suppose.
Right then, that's us. Yeah. Good to go. Sandwich sorted. James is staying with us. I spoke to the groundsman.
Years ago, there wasn't a dedicated football officer. It was policed.
Right, we'll leave you to it anyway, 'cause you're busy. Top man.
The DFO came on the back of some disorder and some violence abroad, down from the government.
The Prime Minister tonight talked of the shame and disgrace that football hooligans at the European Cup match in Brussels have brought on their country.
In the 1980s, football violence became known across Europe as the English disease.
Football used to be our national game. It was renowned for its sportsmanship. There are some people who are upsetting the whole thing. That is why it is so important to get total observation of football crowds, because it's the thugs that are destroying football.
After 39 people died at Heysel Stadium in 1985, English clubs were banned from Europe for 5 years. And the police created a specialist football unit to try to tackle hooliganism.
Football violence still goes on. That's why we police football games. Probably every DFO across the country has got a post-match investigation of where they're investigating an incident of disorder, whether that's 4 or 5 people fighting or 40 to 50 people fighting.
Today's rivalry began in 1977 when Coventry and Sunderland were meant to play simultaneous matches on the last day of the season to avoid relegation. But Jimmy Hill, Coventry's chairman, delayed kick-off and then let the whole stadium know Sunderland had lost their match.
And news of Sunderland's defeat at Everton was flashed onto the scoreboard by Jimmy Hill. The two sides played out a tame draw.
The draw meant both Coventry and Bristol stayed in the First Division while Sunderland went down. Their fans bear a grudge to this day.
There's that kind of animosity now that it was Jimmy Hill's fault that Sunderland got relegated because he got the Coventry game delayed, which meant Coventry stayed up, Sunderland went down. And then in 2018, the hatred for Jimmy Hill from Sunderland fans kind of gathered momentum.
Police and stewards had to stop rival groups fighting. Cardio wants to make sure that for the vast majority of peaceful fans, this doesn't happen again today.
95% of Coventry fans attend the CBS, don't cause any issues. They don't need policing. It's a minority that spoils it for the majority, but obviously, as with everything, it's the small numbers that make the headlines and make the press. It sells the stories that there's been trouble at a football game. You might be involving 30 to 40 from each side. It forgets to mention there was 25, 26,000 people at the ground. So there's a little bit of excitement in the tummy. It is a big game. You want it to go well.
Can I have sausage, bacon and egg, please?
On a batch.
Yeah, go on.
I'm paying all together. Yeah, sorry.
It's an unwritten rule whereby the DFO will host the DFO from the visiting team.
No butter but brown sauce, thank you.
Last year we had a disorder here, just down by the cherry tree.
We had disorder with Millwall at the start of the season as well.
And Blues last week as well.
Right.
It's quite nice looking forward to who you're going to either receive or who you're going to be received by when you're travelling away.
And you. I'll get them all.
All sorted?
Yes, mate, there's yours and yours. See you later. See you later, guys. Take care. All the best.
But the team have barely eaten their breakfast when things kick off.
Yeah, just had a report of disorder on the arena car park, which is a shopping centre next to the ground.
Both sets of fans have already clashed near the ground, and the police think it was probably pre-planned.
It's a bit early. I know we have got an early kick-off, but 20 to 10's a sharp start. Go on, mate.
They've clearly had an early morning arranged knock. 5 have walked round the corner towards the wheat sheaf. Tall lad, he's always at the wheat sheaf. There's more of them than there are them.
Of us.
And they've gone that way.
Sunderland have.
But, yeah.
Yeah, 160, the Sunderland contingent have just gone underneath the subway onto the ground footprint.
Cardio wants to track down both groups before they get into the stadium.
Security here have followed the Sunderland group go off towards the ground now, and a Coventry group go back round towards the service road, which takes us back towards the wheat sheaf, which is the Coventry pub.
You don't want to let that go unchallenged, because that group, or both groups, could be like, we'll go and have it again sort of thing. We'll make contact again, we'll look for them again, we'll move on to another group. And it's a case of keeping them apart for as long as you can.
Keeping rival fans apart is the simplest way of preventing trouble. Up to the 60s, supporters were allowed to mingle freely. But after a series of violent clashes, the idea of home and away stands with separate gates started to spread.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, just another 2 taxis, probably about another 10 into the wheat sheaf. No names, but all dressed up looking the part.
Today, pubs are flagged as home or away to keep fans apart pre- and post-match. Just over a mile from the stadium, the wheat sheaf is for Coventry supporters only.
There's been a disorder on that retail park. 5 of the lads have come back here, so we're just really going to try and monitor what's coming in and out of this pub.
Yeah, the group were all black clothes, blue jeans, Burberry scarves, the usual, to be fair. OSU are with us now. I think they're just going to go and engage with them in the pub.
Under a DFO, you've got a team of spotters that are now called OFOs, which are operational football officers, and they're your eyes and ears. They're the ones that make your operation look good.
So the one with his back to us there, in the kind of black and blue, he's kind of an older one of the youth ASB, so he'll kind of lead him a little bit. And then the taller one to his right, he's normally front and foremost.
ASB is antisocial behaviour. The youngsters just being a pain, for want of a better word. Youth risk are the ones that have gone above and beyond the ASB and perhaps are looking to engage with fans of like-minded mindset from other clubs. Your risk fans, you're comfortable that they would, if push came to shove, they would get involved. They would lay hands on.
At the stadium, Cardio's got CCTV from the car park.
Yeah, 100%. That's him. Yeah, 100% this is them.
He and Sunderland DFO James think they've found some of the lads involved.
I can get your name. If you don't want to give his name, I can get your name anyhow, because it's on my record from last week.
James spots a guy who was causing trouble at their last home game.
What you going to do now?
I will work with the DFO from the opposing team. It's kind of a unique bond, really, where you work in a car, you're in a pair, you spend long hours together, albeit only twice a season. They're like a mate.
I travel up and down the country with Sunderland. So now I've come down here now, I've seen you, bear in mind you've got your hood up and your scarf up, and I've instantly recognised you from last week. You're putting yourself on that radar now, right? Do you want to get banned from going to the stadium, right? And away grounds, right? So level it down rather than... All right, that's the only words of advice I'll give you, all right?
That's mental. How do you know he got up there?
He travels up and down the country with Sunderland.
Not me.
Because you should have been locked up last week, but you weren't.
I didn't even do it. All I'm saying is
Charlie,
I didn't commit.
Charlie, shut my mouth. Listen to the lads.
We're going to take your details from you under Section 50 of the Police Reform Act because there's been disorder over in the car park. This footage to show that you, or most of you, if not all of you, were involved in that disorder.
What we're doing there is basically everybody's going through our EGT, our evidence gatherers cameras, and we're taking name, address, date of birth, match ticket details, and just to keep them contained at the minute, we're just popping them on their bus so we know where they are, and obviously the chap that's driving the bus there, the responsible adult, is obviously with them. Russ and Dave are at the Wheatsheaf. What we've got are in there. They're only going to come to the game. Yeah. Why go in a pub that's full weight? Pick them off, put a moment of weakness. Yeah. That's that element sorted. It's just a decision of what's going on here. They've already caused a problem, so it's do you keep them with you so you know where they are and manage them, or do you make them leave?
Meanwhile, cardio spotters are watching the Coventry fans back at the Wheatsheaf. The cops call these fans youth risk.
They're not going to cause any trouble at the minute. It's only if someone comes here or when they move off to go towards the ground and then bump into an opposing group.
All fans should be able to enjoy any pub, drink and eat wherever they want and mix, but unfortunately, not all fans respect that or appreciate that.
You lads, Sunderland, yeah? You're in the wrong area here. You're in the wrong area here, lads. You need to go down. You need to go down this way, Longford Engine, straight down there.
Some Sunderland supporters are lost and are standing right opposite the Wheatsheaf.
No point, you're going the wrong way. Sunderland, these are.
Where are you going?
Well, is this home fans only?
The Coventry fans spot them.
Get back onto that car park now! You come across that road, there's going to be problems. But go away!
So straight to the ground, and you've got a 2 mile walk up there. So. Cheers, mate.
For their own safety, the Sunderland fans are sent to another pub, but the mood at the Wheatsheaf has ramped up.
The one thing with this pub is, with big games like this, they like to come out to protect their home pub. It's all a bit of a show of strength, numbers-wise.
It would be seen as a big thing if the rival team managed to, in effect, take that pub and put more numbers in there and drink in there rather than the home.
It's a big no-no for it.
Yeah. No.
See, that's all it takes, a little group like that, just to put their backs up a bit, and then they're all immediately on edge now.
We're here for Manchester City versus Liverpool. It's a 12:30 kickoff, and it's been categorised as a high-risk fixture for ourselves.
I'm Matt Horton. I'm the Manchester City dedicated football officer, and I've held this position now for the last 4 seasons.
Man City are hoping to clinch the league title for the 3rd consecutive time, but they began the season by losing 1-0 away to Liverpool. Today at home, Matt knows it's going to be tense.
Man City Liverpool, for me, it's toxic. The hatred amongst the supporters has just grown and grown and grown. It's one of those where you kind of think, shit, you know, you're getting goosebumps when you're going in because you kind of sense the feelings between the 2 sets of fans and the level of hatred for each other.
Match day souvenir scarves.
For the Carabao Cup tie earlier in the season, the clubs released a joint statement ahead of the match condemning violence.
Manchester City versus Liverpool may be the fixture these days. Both clubs had warned their fans here to support, not insult.
But then visiting Liverpool fans were seated directly above a Man City section.
The Liverpool fans normally have a small proportion of the south stand, and then it dominoes all the way down level 2, level 1. But for a cup fixture, they gave them level 3. I mean, they were throwing of pyros, they were throwing of coins. There was a girl that got injured below in the south stand, and she got hit with a weighted cup.
Police are investigating after a 15-year-old girl was injured at last night's League Cup tie between Manchester City and Liverpool. The girl was treated for head injuries at the scene, while Greater Manchester Police say they're also investigating a separate assault outside the stadium.
We're at a point following that fixture where it's dangerous. Ordinary people that are wanting to go to a game to watch a game with their families. Is it safe for them to go and watch that game?
Liverpool are sending 30 stewards, so they'll be predominantly on the away car park. But if we've got antisocial behaviour, we've got public order offences being directed at individuals, then we'll take action. So we know there are a certain cohort of fans that try to get in without tickets. So they'll double up on tickets, they'll do passbacks on tickets. So we need to be aware of the fact that people are still trying to get in.
We have got an army of staff on this today.
Vince.
Everybody wants a ticket for the City-Liverpool fixture.
Can they both have one? Will it take my fingers off? No.
We were notified pre-match of a group that may attend with fraudulent tickets.
Wait.
Are that group going to cause you problems?
No. No waiting. Can't have any more. Yeah.
And we had a call in from a taxi driver to say we've got a group of around 30 to 40 males dressed in black, some with balaclavas on, coming up the side streets looking for rival football fans.
All right. Not bad, man. Do you get any more on these youths?
Nobody's come past us yet.
No. Have a look. All right.
Have you got tickets, lads? Just show us your tickets.
Let's see.
No, you need to show us some tickets.
Kids, aren't they?
Yeah.
Have a walk up with. Are these your kids that cause you issues?
These must be that, mustn't they?
Yeah. So they're just tiddlywinks, aren't they? Kids? Yeah. I don't think they'll have tickets. I'll ask them. So it just needs to stop them, don't we, before they go in at the gate?
We've had 2 years of COVID. People have been cooped up, no football, had lost their fix, and then all of a sudden, the kind of starting traps had been released, and off they were.
In 2020, the Euros at Wembley were given an exemption from lockdown. At the final, 5,000 ticketless fans stormed the stadium, overwhelming stewards and the police. 51 people were arrested. Now police are cracking down on the small minority of fans who head to games without tickets.
Just stop a second, let's find out if you've got a ticket. Yeah, and you, young man, as well. Go and stand there. Stand there. Because I am. Just telling you, wait there. Not got a ticket, have you? I'm getting a ticket. You're getting a ticket. Where are you getting who are you collecting your tickets off? Who off?
This is what happens at Old Trafford. No one had tickets. Yeah.
Let's get once the gate's 7. Let's shout up. I'll shout up control and they can check them.
You mate, you all right? How you keeping? You all good? Good stuff. Busy one today, I reckon, mate.
In League One, Ipswich Town are playing Wycombe Wanderers.
Enjoy it. Have a nice afternoon.
Unlike the Manchester game, this match is low risk. But today will be the first time new turnstiles are in use, so the club DFO has a lot on his mind.
I'm Ian Rowland. I'm the dedicated football officer for Ipswich Town Football Club, and most people know me as Rowley.
So that's the role of Ipswich Town managers down the years. Now, I don't imagine there are too many other roles of managers in the country that have got the 2 most successful England managers on there. In fact, I know there aren't. So, obviously, Sir Alf Ramsey, August 55 to April 1963, and then Sir Bobby Robson, January 1969, August 1982. UEFA Cup win, FA Cup win. So that managerial board, I think, is pretty special.
My 61st season.
Your 61st season?
My first game was April 29th, 1962.
My dad was here for that game. I wasn't around yet. I was a twinkle in his eye at that point, so nice to see you.
23 years since we last got promotion.
And what do you think the score's going to be today?
5-2. After some difficult years, Ipswich Town was recently bought by new owners with a promise to invest in both the team and the stadium. Now second in the league and with high hopes of promotion to the Championship, investment on the field is paying off. And ageing gates have been replaced with new turnstiles that can work with tickets on phones.
And I'm loving those fingernails as well. They're pretty special, aren't they? You're going to get some Ipswich Town ones done when you get promoted?
Yeah.
So you're going to be first in?
Yeah. Cut the ribbon. Yeah.
In theory, electronic turnstiles will sort out the problem of counterfeit tickets and let fans in quickly and safely. But the cops are worried it won't be that simple.
The turnstiles. There's some brand new turnstiles behind the stand. This is the first game they're using these turnstiles, so there's going to be some teething problems, let's be honest. But let's support the stewards, loads of comms, point people in the right direction. Let's help people out as well. Our responsibilities is to protect life, preserve life, so we need to respond appropriately. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good day.
Cheers.
When you have something new like this, there's always that little sense of having a little bit of nervousness about it, and you just want the crowd to be safe as they're coming in.
What's wrong with that? Well, people getting stuck.
Sometimes, I guess, in the big crowd situations, it's going to be difficult with lots and lots of people moving into the turnstile. We're also really conscious of the fact you've got to get people in safely, so you don't want to be slowing down the queuing process to make that unsafe, you know, where you could potentially have a crushing situation or surges, but you do want to be fairly rigorous in your search.
The police approach to managing football crowds has been heavily influenced by the 1989 Hillsborough disaster. 97 Liverpool fans died and hundreds were injured after the police match commander ordered an exit gate to be opened to relieve crushing at old turnstiles that kept jamming.
Our primary focus is maintaining public order and public safety. So the whole idea is that the thousands of people that might be turning up to watch the football match that afternoon can do so safely, so their whole match day experience is safe.
Just checking in with you, mate, make sure everything's all right. And you're not experiencing any issues with the flow through those turnstiles in with the new system? Excellent. Long may it continue. I'll speak to you in a little while. Everything's good. Yeah, really good. Pubs are busy, but everything's as we want it to be.
Hello, camera.
Out in the pubs, Rowley has got as spotters Jess and Mark.
Crikey, what's this all about? That's a bit hardcore for a Tuesday night, isn't it?
Quickly drink it, buddy. Quickly drink it. You can't take open vessels in the town. There's a bylaw, so you can't have open vessels in the town.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's no problem.
How long has that been going on?
As long as bylaw has been in place, a lot of years.
I've been breaking the law for a long time.
I suspect before I'm finished in the police service, I'll be calling Jess Mom at some point. She's going to go on to much bigger and better things in her career.
It's early to be on the beers, isn't it? What time did you start drinking?
9.
9 o'clock. Cool, your head's going to be sore tomorrow.
Jess's football patrol partner is Mark.
You know what, I've been doing this 17 years, 500 games. I see idiots like you every week. That's fine. Every week. And I'm explaining to you, you can have a lovely day here, but if you swear at a police officer again, you will be arrested. So I will put you down. I will put you down. Explain to me what you mean by that. Right? Explain to me what you mean by putting me down. Explain to me what you mean by putting me down. Because that sounds like you're trying to threaten a police officer.
I put Jess with Mark to learn the ropes because Mark is very, very knowledgeable in terms of how the operation works.
So, in sort of incidents like that,
Yeah, he said it's their main instigator, their main risk.
the reason I wanted to engage with him is I wanted to see how he would react to us. So we can now know that he's going to be quite anti.
I think she's found it quite entertaining working with him from time to time. They're a bit of a comedy double act.
Cool.
So it's going to have a look at train times and then we can feed that in.
Should we cross over on the crossing like sensible human beings?
It's like having your mum with you. Did I say that out loud?
Oh, there's some tunes on. Come on, Eamon, get singing.
If we don't win today, I reckon I'll probably cry, but it's a very big match. If we don't win, I think we'll still get promoted, though.
This is the best form I've seen an Ipswich team on in my life. I feel like the team's just going to be oozing with confidence with 7 wins in a row and 8 clean sheets.
I hate no one. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, you sport? No one. Do you not support football team?
No. Rugby club.
Oh, yeah?
I found myself, at home and away games, same people want to engage with you. They sort of know who you are, they look out for you and want to have a conversation with you. And that's something a little bit different, I guess, from normal policing.
All right, you're all right. I'm all right, are you apprehensive?
No. If we play like we can and everything, we'll do it. We'll go up.
Yeah. Enjoy the game, guys. See you later.
Take care.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
See ya.
I've realised quickly in this role how quickly you build those relationships, because it's that familiar face. And I guess in some ways, being a female, generally speaking, OFOs has been male dominant, and it was probably a change of scenery having a female come out with them and begin this role.
It's just that rapport you have with certain people, the nice angle of football where they'll come and talk to you, and you can't walk anywhere without people, whether it be in a pub or on the street, and they recognise you because you've been, as much as that pains me to say, been part of the furniture for a long time.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Yeah, dinosaur.
My lover's got no money, he's got his strong beliefs. My lover's got no power, he's got his strong beliefs.
In Coventry, things are getting busy around the stadium for Cardio and his team.
Right, there's somebody, please, sorry.
Sunderland, eh? Not on Newcastle. No, I'm joking. Pre-match, we can have 24,000 people in the CVS. You're never going to know all the faces out of whether you've got 10,000, 15, 20,000 people there, but just speak to people.
Seen loads of Newcastle fans on the way down, it was like you.
So you're supporting them tomorrow, or Man United? You can't support Man United. Nobody likes Man United. It's just, yeah, I'll have a chat. I'll have a bit of banter with them, shall we say?
This is a rivalry, 200 miles apart, but don't worry about it. There will be fights tonight.
It's that kind of, you set the tone to try and eliminate any issues that may or could come later on. What's cameras for? To get the handsome Sunderland fans travelling down the M1. Have we found you?
It'll be 2-0 to Cov.
Coventry, 3-0.
At the end of the day, we all go home, don't we? I hope Man United win tomorrow.
Hey, that's the best thing you said.
I know the audience.
Things are going well at the club at the minute. Hopefully get the 3 points. Sorry, but...
You know where you're going, yeah? Turnstile, either or. They both go to the same place, mate. All right. Take care. What was I saying? Go on.
The police call pre-match phase 1, and things are still tense back at the Wheatsheaf. As kick-off approaches, the cops have to get the home fans into the stadium without letting them clash with any Sunderland supporters.
It looks like the mood's changed a little bit from before.
I think you are going to have a mass walk-off here, mate, to be honest with you.
When you've got a group of fans at a pub, what they can do, you'll get a walk-off where the pub go together. It's almost like an organised movement.
163, guys.
Yeah, just update Wheatsheaf. We've probably got 60 to 70 out the front. They're all now walking off. There's probably a group of 30 to 40 of our ASB youth walking off, all vocal. I'm going to go on foot and follow this group.
There's pros and cons. If they go in 5s and 6s, they're less noticeable, but they're harder to manage. If you go as one group of 50, 60, it can be seen imposing, intimidating, but you know what? You manage in one group.
I'd suggest they get back round to the back of the retail park, and we're going to try and get them along the service road just to keep them out of the retail park.
You're always switched on, but there's times when you really need to be tuned in and keyed into what you're doing. So 20 minutes before kick-off, you've got people in front of you at the turnstiles, people behind you on the coaches. They're the last ones to arrive. They're the most intoxicated. They're the most boisterous, most vocal. You've got Coventry fans going left to right, which are taking their path that they take every other game. You're tuned in and listening for that huddle of people, that spark of noise, that unusual movement of people, what's going on.
So they take over, everywhere we go! Everywhere we go!
There you go. Where's your tickets for, lads?
A group of Sunderland fans have walked straight past the away turnstiles and they're heading towards the Coventry risk group.
Yeah, go on. Carry on. Matt! Just keep a tab on them, mate, with James. All right, because they'll only attract attention like that. We've had a group of 10 to 15, don't want to go in the turnstiles. Just deployed Martin and James to shadow them. The way they're chanting, they will attract attention, but they are looking for food and drink, allegedly, down the side of the east stand, which is obviously at home.
The fans from the Wheatsheaf have got to the stadium, and they have some friendly advice for the film crew.
Show your fucking camera! Show your fucking camera!
Yeah, see? Lovely group. Lovely group.
Cardio spotter Martin gets the Sunderland group safely back to the away end.
Mate, it's going to be one of those days today. The lad at the Bread CB company was saying, a Coventry looking for us, Coventry looking for us. I says, no, why would they be looking for you? He says, I'm looking for them.
Sorry. Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Thanks for the heads up.
And now you've told us that.
I believe you're under arrest for a violent disorder and a fray.
And they spot one of the Coventry fans who was fighting earlier.
He's been identified as one of the group that were involved in the disorder from the retail park itself, so George has identified him, so he's now been arrested.
What you want now is just to get them in. You just want all to get in safely inside through the turnstiles, and you can draw a line under phase 1 and then get on to phase 2.
Big crowd at the CBS Arena for this game. 3,000 Sunderland fans have made the journey.
These are obviously away fans. You'll see them gesticulate to each other over the divide. It's in the hand of the gods, shall we say.
It's flowing all right, is it?
In Ipswich, with 30 minutes to kick off, the stadium is filling up.
You can spend a lot of time going over scenarios that are probably not even going to occur, but because, you know, it's a high-profile match and you're aware of what the potential is, it takes a lot out of you. It can be quite energy-sapping, to be honest.
But the initial issues with the new turnstiles have been sorted, and the crowds are moving well.
I mean, this is nice. There's no bottleneck in here, is there? Everyone's flowing in. There are some glitches, but obviously they're working their way through them as they go. But as you can see, the flow through the turnstiles is pretty good, and that's what we're after, I think. What's that about then? Oh, are they trying to jump the queue? Oh, Andy O's there dealing with it, so that'll be fine. Everyone's got to join the queue, mate. I wonder why he thinks he's special. He's had enough. Andy's had enough. Yeah. There's always one.
Yep.
And we've just found him.
Once the fans are all in the stadium, the police focus shifts to phase 2, the match itself. In Coventry, it's 30 minutes into the Sunderland game.
And here is Gyökeres on the move once again, pulls it back, and that's a brilliant goal.
During the game, the cops are watching the terraces to see how the action on the field affects the mood of the crowd. But an early goal also means a lot to lifelong Coventry fan Cardio.
The memories of football goes right back to being a really young child.
Stu Spencer.
I was nowhere near a good player, but I could hold my own in a team. When I was growing up as a kid, I was always at the old Highfield Road, used to walk to the ground, it was my side of town, used to watch the fans come and go, the opposing fans come and go. In 1987, I was lucky enough to go to the Coventry versus Tottenham FA Cup final with my dad at the old Wembley, and obviously we won.
Coventry are going to win the FA Cup. The final whistle, they've done it.
And then you fast forward to the 2 games at Wembley since my lad's been alive. We went to the Exeter League 2 playoff and we went to the Oxford Chickasaw Trophy game, which we won both. So to experience it with my dad, and then I've experienced it with my son, it's certainly a big part of our lives, shall we say.
Delayed smoke bomb from the usual place, blocks 14, 15 received.
It's now a criminal offence to take smoke bombs or flares into stadiums, but they're still becoming more and more common at games.
Oh, pitch runner. We've got a pitch runner and a blue flare from the North standover.
Though in this case, the fan's explanation is unusual.
One chap's run towards us and he's let off a couple of blue flares. People obviously thought it was blue for Coventry, but he expressed that it was blue for a gender reveal, and he'd done a gender reveal of his upcoming child. I have no words.
At full-time, Man City have come from behind to beat Liverpool 4-1. So the police know that in phase 3, there'll be some very unhappy Liverpool fans heading home.
Good afternoon, my name's Kevin Burgess, I work for Greater Manchester Police.
For one fan, this game will be his last for quite a while.
Your husband has been arrested, and I need you or somebody to come and collect your son, if possible.
The man's been arrested for possession of cocaine. He'll face a football banning order of up to 10 years. But the problem for the police right now is his 14-year-old son.
We'll effectively have to babysit this lad, and we'll wait for an appropriate adult, hopefully not in possession of Class A drugs, to come and collect him and take him home, while Dad will visit our finest custody suite.
Bye-bye, bye.
What was the feedback, Kevin? Right, OK.
All I'm going to say is that he's not going to be a happy husband.
No.
Outside, there's a police line-up to keep the home and away fans apart.
Hi, boss.
But the further they get from the stadium, the harder it is to keep the fans segregated.
What can go wrong?
Just need some more stuff now.
I know. City fans are bouncing up and down. It's 4-1, but there's a lot of unhappy Liverpool fans.
Bullshit.
They were coming to the game not expecting to get a win or a draw away from it, but yet they still come out and vent their anger.
Not happy, are they?
You're the first point of contact for a lot of supporters when they come out through that gate to kind of say how shit the cops are inside the ground or how shit their team are.
Over in Ipswich, the home team is leading against Wycombe Wanderers and have a penalty in the closing minutes of the game.
It's Freddie Ladapo. Rolls it home. Ipswich Town can't stop scoring.
The score at full-time is a decisive 4-0.
A Good Friday indeed.
That'll do. Bronze to all units, that's full-time. Full-time, Ipswich 4, Wycombe 0.
I think they're leaving in their droves now, aren't they?
Oh, that is a big leave. A lot of people going.
Yeah.
Very good.
In Coventry, the home side were winning 2-0.
Little drop to Diallo. And he curls, and he scored.
But then a late goal from Sunderland brings it to 2-1, heading into injury time.
And there is still 2 minutes of added time.
So that's a different dynamic again now.
Bennett peeling wide. Diallo cuts in field, and it's blocked.
2 minutes left, so it's a classic now. If they get a point, it'll be treated like a victory for them. Their fans will obviously be overzealous, celebrating, and they'll be on a downer. So it's that, talking earlier on about balancing and fine lines, that's absolutely where we are now.
The home crowd want the full-time whistle here, and they get it.
As the whistle blows in Coventry, cardio turns to phase 3, keeping the fans segregated on the way home.
Martin, did you copy the last during the coach park? And for info, College full-time 2-1. Full-time. Martin, copy the last really, the lads round by the coach nearest the treble 4.
During the game, fences are basically locked off and put in place whereby every away fan comes out into what is car park B, which houses all of the coaches and minibuses.
So this is where they go outside, and they don't realise till now they're in a compound, and that can have one or two effects. They try and get out the side, they walk out, and you and I don't know everybody who's come on a coach or a minibus. So you know your mate, you're like, oh, you don't need to go past this, you do, and it's just managing that connectivity now. If you're happy, go outside.
At the end of the game, obviously, you've got a result. One team can lose, one team can win, and it's a case of keeping them apart for as long as they can, hoping that the adrenaline and the emotions die down.
Big squeeze for there, guys. Is that all right? Cheers, guys. Thank you. Sorry.
We've taken measures with fencing to keep the fans apart.
Have a safe journey back. Have a safe journey back, won't you, lads? All the best, all right?
Okay for your jockeys. I
don't know what his issue is. I don't know what his issue is.
I did as well. For fucking tax, I paid for your jacket and your hat.
What have I done to upset you, mate? I haven't beaten you.
I paid for your fucking
hat. You chosen, mate. Mate. I don't know who'd upset him.
You're dealing with a whole different range of emotions, but we can't affect what goes on. You just have to deal with what you're faced with. Just what happens, happens.
The fan who's having a go at cardio then climbs over the railings, and when officers push him back, the crowd doesn't like it.
Lads, keep going. What we do now, being an intel function, you just draw back. Police resources have got their lines on. Order. That was created by the one bloke in the Sunderland shirt, so.
It can be a lonely place being a DFO because generally you're with the groups most likely to cause the trouble. You become kind of not immune to it. You're always aware of your own personal safety, but people have different tolerance levels.
Yeah. See the traffic lights? Yeah. Turn and left there, and it'll bring you around the back to the train station. Right? Just stick to that other fence line there, boys. Right? These two are good. They're good to go. They're good to go. They're good to go. They're good to go. Yeah. Up to the train station. All right.
It's important to be on the front foot. We're there to basically keep the peace, aren't we?
You getting that, Mart? Mart, small group of Cov just up there.
A group of Coventry fans have looped round to walk past and taunt the opposition.
Keep walking, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going.
The Sunderland fans rise to the bait and try to get round the police.
Move! 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 Move back! Move back! Move! Keep going! Come on! Keep going! 160, go again, sorry. Coventry fans were celebrating vocally, got the reaction it wanted. No issues now, police are, we're all got it under control, mate.
Back in Manchester, the police drone operator has spotted a bunch of Liverpool fans who might be trouble.
Right, so that group there is the group that we escorted in earlier. Can India 44 follow them?
51 Charlie following India 44, that group, if you can follow them as well as far as you can.
This group, these kids here, so these were the kids that...
In the group that came up.
Do you want to just follow them just a little bit?
Yeah.
And just see?
I want you to take this group down, please, on the right. It's an escort, not a containment. We'll walk down with them.
Do we know where the spotters are?
In there, they're going to come towards.
Yeah, there's a spotter with them. Right.
Given the kind of fixture and the hatred and how toxic it is between the two teams, you've then got a group walking down the road en masse. Are that group going to cause you problems? Are they going to be attacked by rival supporters? What's going to happen?
We're going to start to get missiles from the Liverpool group. Go on, go, go, go.
They're going to shadow them down into the city to make sure they arrive there safely.
It does look like there's a lot of police officers there, but what we're doing is escorting those fans to the city centre and essentially making sure that they City fans can't mix with them. So
you get a group of kids, don't you? 15 or so in a group walking down, all dressed in black. They draw attention to themselves. So any other similar group or like-minded group then end up in confrontation with them.
This group are attracting attention from the home fans.
OK, yeah, we need to move that home group away.
I need you down where the mounted are on the left, on the hurry up, get that group dispersed and away from the Liverpool group.
But with the two groups heading towards each other, the police decide the only option is to shift from an escort to a containment, holding the Liverpool group in one place while the path ahead is cleared.
Right, when we get down here, there'll be a containment. Right, take them down, and we're going to contain them. Keep this lot moving! Keep this lot moving!
Right.
Move them!
All right, we've gone to containment. Prevent a breach of the peace. They're all staying here, all right? Gone to containment.
Runs 3, I put a containment on this group of Liverpool while we push the City fans past, because otherwise we won't get, and we do have an imminent breach of the peace likely to occur.
What we're doing with these?
Contain them and take them to the railway station, to the middle, so they can't chuck stuff.
We will put a large number of police officers within the city centre.
Keep them moving!
It not only looks after the fans that are coming into the city, but it also it reassures the public going about their everyday business that we're watching these football fans.
Can you move out of the way, please? Because this... Right, no, that large group there's coming through here. Right, you're going down there! This cereal, come here. Put line on here. In you go. Is that it? We're done? Just like to pass on my thanks to all the officers involved in that containment. That was a really long containment, but done really, really well. All the fans are now on the train, left with BTP, and we are now withdrawing from Piccadilly.
Next time on Football Cops.
Oh, you're getting big now, are you?
No, I don't need to get big, mate. Move away.
The younger fans continue to push the police.
Away turnstiles are there and there. You do not need to go past there, do you?
Feral. Completely out of control. You get a grip off them and they go, fuck off, I'm a juvenile.
The threat of violence gets worse both inside and outside the stadiums.
There's a lot of history around football violence. The younger groups are trying to copy that.
This is where you're going to have a pigeon crawl through anything.
And the cops get intel that rival fans have planned a fight.
When you're faced with a situation like that,
Boys, keep going.
Go on,
Keep
lads.
walking.
You know you've got a split second to decide what to do.
And you can stream episode 2 of Football Cops right now or catch it at the same time next week. Up next tonight, Ben Zand gets under the skin of drug lords and the addicts themselves to explore the cycle that neither of them can get out of easily. Kingpins.